Hi, this is Sean Brush, the Crooked Cowboy. It is January the 13th, 2022. For the last week and a half or so, I've posted a few videos about my adventure with wheelchair maintenance and the system that exists here in Ontario, Canada. Now, I just wanted to say a few things. The CBC ran a story today. First of all, I'm 52, not 62. They're going to correct that, I believe. So, one of the things I wanted to touch on is that I'm really, thankful and happy that I was born in Canada, and just by luck of birth, I'm in a good place in the world for the most part. A lot of things have been available to me, and with a disability, there are programs and things in place to help people. Although they may not be perfect, the thing I'm focusing on here is that there needs to be a change in the system, not for myself, but for everybody that has struggled with the system that exists. And largely to my experience, the assistive devices program and the exclusive contracts to service the wheelchair industry for special equipment has fallen by the wayside. I don't think it was ever fully up to snuff, and I don't think it's coming into, modern times with, the full intent of what it could be. The system needs to be revamped. It needs to be readdressed. A hard look needs to be taken at where the money's being spent, how the money is being spent, how things are being used. Now, there's the argument that, the ADP is a unique organization. It's one of the maybe the only one in North America of its kind. But I'm sure Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, British Columbia, the Northwest Territories, Indigenous people across the nation, Quebec, all the Maritimes, Nova Scotia, Cape Breton, and those are two different places in my opinion. They, Newfoundland, PEI, and New Brunswick, they all have systems that work for the disabled. So everybody that should get what they need, can go through those systems. My experience is limited to here in Ontario. So, and it's also not just myself, the people I've known, and I've watched stories in the media of people going through similar things. So it hits home close to me when I can't use my wheelchair. And so basically, to sum it up is, for lack of, better words and the argument, people will say there's a system in place, it works, however, it's not perfect. A few years ago, my chair had a lot of issues. It took months and months to get it sorted out. And then coming into 2020, I started the process of getting a new chair because the chair I'm using is wearing out. And it has taken excess of 2 years. Now, for everyone that, wants to debate and argue that, we have a system and, it's a supply chain issue, money issue, COVID issue, how is it that Amazon can deliver something the next day when I order it? Doesn't seem to be a supply issue. Doesn't seem to be a money issue. There are other things at play within this system. My experience has been very frustrating to have funding and have money and have the community come together, raise money, and then still sitting and waiting for a chair, not being able to order it. It's very, very mind-boggling on some levels. So, with that being said, keep the stories alive. Keep fighting for change, whatever your change might be. In this instance, this system that exists with good intention to help people is not following through to the best it can be. That's the issue. It's not money, it's not COVID, it's the system. That's the problem. And there's good people on both sides, but there's also the end user, like me, that is not getting what they need in a timely fashion. And I've watched other people suffer with this. And my story today in the CBC is not really my story. It's to focus on the system and get the word out there. It's not a COVID issue. It's not a money issue. There might be some supply problems, but that's not the key problem, because it's been ongoing years and years and years and over again. There's people that care, people that do the job. It's the system that's not working. It needs to be revamped and relooked at, restructured, something. Or instead of an exclusive contract for one company to do all the work with no competition, why not open it up to the specialists that can do the jobs and do them at a better price? Why does it have to be controlled? What does this exclusive contract do? I don't know. I don't know the answers to that. So, like I said, share the stories, keep them alive. And I want to thank everybody that has donated to my wheelchair last fall. I have the money needed. It's good. The people now that are stepping forward saying, hey, I'll donate, I'll give you, money for your chair. Listen to the story. I've got the money. Thank you. I appreciate your generosity and your heartfelt, need to help. It is, bittersweet that I'm getting my chair. It leaves a sour note in my mouth. I get what I need. However, the process is not streamlined and working as effectively as it should. I mean, now, at the last minute, it's like, oh yeah, we got the chair, it's coming, it'll be there in 3-4 weeks. However, it's taken 2 years to get to this point. That's the problem. That's the real issue. And being broke down with, stuck with your wheelchair and having to call a fire department, on Christmas, and then waiting 2 or 3 days without a chair. Like, I'm reliant on PSWs and family, and I think we can do better. That's all.